Hi there, and welcome to Cactus Green Room. Today, we're just going to be talking about onboarding, interview process, and the candidate journey. It's going to be quick, informative, hope you get something out of it. Ready to go.
What should an interview process look like?
The interview process. I think the challenge is that people tend to overcomplicate it. It needs to be quick, it needs to be slick, it needs to be professional, and massively engaging for both the candidate and the person who's interviewing. It's a two-way thing. They are going to choose you as much as you choose them.
What should the offer process look like?
You found your candidate, you've been looking for them for days, weeks, months, even years maybe. You've offered that person a job, or you're offering them a job, and the candidate knows what the banding is with your business. You know what the candidate's looking for. So, why on earth would anyone lowball a candidate? It just is not the right thing to do. It creates massively the wrong impression. It disengages that person immediately. We spend a huge amount of time in our business making sure that both the candidate's expectations are managed and that our clients are managed, so that when there is an offer, it works really well and there's no mismatch of expectations on either side. Another part of the offer that's really, really, really important. You've got your candidate, it's taken you ages to find them, you offered, they've accepted. Contracts, documentation, offer letter, onboarding literature. Get it out quick. There is no reason why it should take weeks to get this information and get this stuff out of a business to a candidate. I appreciate some businesses are huge and they've got to get sign off from various different HR and personnel teams. However, the business knew you were hiring, you knew that. Let's get it out, let's get that process started quickly so that when you're actually there ready to offer and they've accepted, that can go really quickly. It creates a really good feeling, engagement, and keeps them really excited about joining you.
What should you do while they serve their notice period?
So what should you do when they're in the notice period? So they've already accepted the job. I suppose what you could do is what most organisations, or many organisations do, is just don't bother phoning, don't stay in contact. Just expect them to walk in on a Monday morning in a month's time or 3 months' time. What you should be doing is completely opposite to that. Make contact with them. The hiring managers offer them the job, hiring manager makes contact, the recruiter stays in contact, recruitment company stays in contact the entire time and acts as the go-between between the two, but there's no reason why, as the employer, you shouldn't be reaching out all the time to that candidate. Engage with them, grab a coffee, send them things, send them packs to start their journey with you, for them to read, phone them, start building that professional bond before they even walk in the door. When they walk in the door, they'll be much more engaged and they'll be less likely not to walk in the door on day one.
What to do once they start?
What can go wrong? Well, we've seen it all too often. Someone starts, tech isn't ready, laptop hasn't reached them, phone hasn't reached them, IT haven't created accounts, maybe the IT haven't been briefed on creating accounts. The laptop that eventually does reach them is someone else's, quite obviously. It's got someone's name on it, it's obviously been used before and not refurbed. How does that make them feel? You're not ready for them. You've had a month or 3 months to get ready for them, and you're not. They've made their effort to get to you on time and start on day one and make sure that their onboarding is absolutely tremendous. So another thing to do when someone starts with a business, or even before someone starts with a business, buddy them up with someone. Give them someone that acts like their personal assistant for the first month or so of their time with you. That person can introduce them in meetings, can introduce people who they're meeting with to them, make sure everyone understands what their job is, and it gives them that sort of reassurance that they're being helped along their way. That person can tell them where to go and place expense receipts and find things on file servers and God knows what. We have had an instance in the past where certainly one of our candidates that springs to mind offered a very senior job, started in that job, and before they started, the diary was absolutely crammed full of meetings. That candidate then jumped into various meetings throughout the course of the first, second, third week, etc., etc. And no one in those meetings actually knew who this person was. They hadn't been told this person had started, they didn't know what this person did. So that person was actually receiving Teams messages or messages over Teams asking them what that person did, what their job was and why they're in the meeting. Can you imagine how that candidate actually felt? And I remember I was getting a phone call from them and they're just flabbergasted that they were literally just dumped into the business without any introduction at all. That is not the way to do it. So why don't you buddy them up? Someone that can actually guide them through the business just for the first month. That person can act as their introducer and they can make sure everyone make them feel welcome. Thanks for watching. I really hope it was interesting to you. Obviously, if you've got any questions, do make contact. We love to talk. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. In the meantime, like, subscribe, share.